everyone, it's Sam here and I'm back with another fun 3D project to fill the hamper that I'm making for Mother's Day. As I always say, if you're not interested in making anything for Mother's Day, you can simply swap out your papers, change your sentiment, and this is going to work for many, many other occasions. Now today's one I actually saw on Pinterest and it was under a blog called Created by Anne and it was from 2012, so it's quite an old one. I'm not sure if she's on YouTube or anything, I'll find out more information, but I saw the image and I thought that would be fun to recreate. And this is what I've made, and I think this would make a great table favour. You can see it closes by these two frames here. They lock it all together, and I've got the little tag on there. And then when you open it up, it kind of all like explodes out, like falls out. So if you want to see how it's made, you don't need any specialty dies for this one, then keep watching. So this is the paper pad that I've been using for all of my Mother's Day makes, and it's just perfect for this time of year as well. So to make the box, you'll want a piece of 10 by 8 1/4. Along the 10-inch side, you're going to score at 2.5, 5 and 7.5. And then rotate and you're going to score at 2.5. Okay, and then if you take your ruler, and I like to use a metal stylus, if you just fold each of those sections, okay, within each section you want to mark the centre. So if you just lay your ruler down this first section, you want to just put a little mark at 1 1/4 and then move it into that next one, 1 1/4, again 1 1/4, and then the last one. So you'll have a little marker. You can see I've already started scoring all mine, but there'll be a little marker in the middle of each of those sections. Then you want to score from there down to the bottom corners of the rectangle. So if you fold the base, you're not scoring all the way down into this, you're just scoring, hopefully it's picking up, yeah, you can see it, the triangle there. So from that marker, score all the way down to the bottom left and then all the way down to the bottom right of each section. So you should have a triangle in each of those. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and done mine. Okay, next we want to cut up. So you've got your 4 small squares here. You're going to cut up to the first score line. This is going to be our base. Okay, now we're going to stick this together first, and then we're going to cut all the way down here. So these are all freed up. If you wanted to, I mean, I'm just thinking whether that's easier. No, I'm going to keep it this way because it means then we'll get a perfect square. But if you wanted to, you could just cut these, cut right through. So you've got 4 separate pieces, because if, we're going to end up cutting down here, but it's going to join it up. But I just thought by doing it this way, it means you're going to get a perfect square. So I'm just going to cut just a little bit away from each of the squares, just a tiny bit. I just don't want anything kind of overhanging. It's mainly just the score line that I'm removing. Okay, so now I'm going to add my glue just onto the back there. And then I'm going to bring this one around and stick that one on top. Just make sure you get a nice right angle. Then add your glue to the next one. Then stick the next one on, and then the last one. And then stick that one down. And then you can cut down now. So you want to cut right the way down, because in the picture they all just kind of drop down, which is what I want to create. And to do so, you need to now cut down, but because we stuck the base, none of them are going to fall off. So now they all fall down. So I've already just been playing around with that one. What you want to do now is just fold all of your diagonal score lines so they're all mountain folds. And just make sure you get right down to the bottom there. A good burnish. And then in order for this to all come together, we need to take quite a bit off, but you want to keep a bit of a lip so that anything you put inside doesn't fall out. So if you first of all cut, so you've got about 1/2 inch, like so. Okay, and then from the very top, just cut a little angle. I'll give you a measurement of kind of how far I went down. So I kind of tailed it off 1 1/4, that cut is. Okay, basically when it comes together and they fold in, you want that point to be able to join up, and you can see they're going to stop anything falling out, and then we'll have that locking piece on top. So just repeat that on all of the sides. Also, whilst I've got them here, for the matte layers, so I've already cut myself these pieces here. This is when you're really going to start to see that lovely design coming together. So I've got 3. Now you might want another 4 for inside, which I may well do. I might use the gingham green that I've got, but you want to cut yourself, so 4 to 8 pieces of 2 1/8 by 5. And along the top here, you want to mark the center. Now, because it's 2 1/8, basically, if you just go to the 1 inch, and then it's just the little marker in front of that. Okay, if you struggle with finding that still, if you just fold this piece in half, or kind of roll it and just pinch that end, and that will give you the middle as well. And then you just want to cut from the corner all the way up. Check if you've got a directional paper, make sure you've got your design facing the right way up when you do your angles and everything, like so. That's that one there. Okay, so I'm going to get all of that stuck down and finish these edges. Right, so everything has all been stuck down and folded in. You'll see when it all comes together, you've got that nice little pyramid, I guess. Now I want to work out where I want my lock to sit. So I've got some square nesting dies. Now this is kind of up to you, because you could have yours going right down, right to the bottom. You could probably put a couple on. So you want to just play around with your nesting dies until it sits really. How clever is that? At a place where you want it to be. Let's see, even that little one could be, I might do 2, you know. I think that's really sweet. Now, you could have a square around it or a circle. So I've got some decorative little squares here as well, actually. Little scallop ones, which would look cute. Just seeing what I've got. Because that one, so it would be like so, like a little platform. What's that one like? So that one could work. And then maybe that one up there. Oh, they're quite nice. Oh, I like that with the scallop. That's as a square. Or, so I'm going to keep those ones. Or you could do, you can do any shape. You'll need a square for this part, because that's the shape of the, you know, the sides of the triangle, because it's 4 sides. But you could then have your outer shape, any shape you want. So, for example, the circle. So if you cut that circle, then cut that in the middle of it, you'd have that shape. You know, you could have quite a few of these. I think it would look quite cool. I don't know whether to do the square. I do like those scalloped. Do scallop circles, but you could stamp something. If you went a bit bigger, just trying to give you a few options, and you can have a play around. If you went bigger again, you could stamp your sentiment around here as well. There's something quite sweet about the squares. Looks a little bit like the Eiffel Tower. Probably some of you have seen that, you know, saw that already, but that definitely looks like the Eiffel Tower. So I think it'd be a lovely box for someone who's maybe into all things Parisian. Right, I'm going to get these cut, probably 3 of each, and stick them together using the construction glue, so it's a nice strong piece of card to, you know, push down and lock. So I think if you just do one, it's going to be a bit flimsy. So I'm going to play around with that, and then might think about a little topper, or I might just leave it as it is. Okay, so I decided to decorate inside, so I've done all of that. If you want to cover that middle part, you'll want a piece of 2 1/4 square. And then you'll see I've got my frames now, nice and thick. I think I stuck 4 in the end on top of each other. And then what I've done for my sentiment is I've gone for this one here, which is from the Super Stickers. It's the gold foiled one, just for you. You want to make sure whatever your sentiment size is, that it's going to fit through the smallest frame. So this one will fit through, because I need to be able to obviously pop it over the top. So just bear that in mind. You could, like I said, have a bigger frame and stamp your sentiment on there. You might want to stamp directly onto here, or put something that's a bit more flush on there. So just bear that in mind when you're obviously going to add your frames, but bring it all together. And then pop that one down. I mean, that one does hold it enough, but you might have a bit of a gap there. So once you add your other one, you'll see that really brings that top point together. You can be, once it's all dry, you know, really do kind of lock, like really push it down. There you go. How adorable is this? I think it would also work with maybe a little flag, and it could be like the top of a tower. You could certainly play around with this, and I think you could do something much bigger as well. Yeah, definitely going to revisit this. I think the little tag hanging just looks really cool, and it'd be quite interesting to see if my mum kind of knows how to open that. So I'm looking forward to giving her that one. So again, this is the hamper for anybody who hasn't, seen this yet. I've got the 3 here. Like I said, I want to do some more smaller, cute bits like this. So that one there, again, once I get more of the tissue paper and stuff, but you can see it sits in there perfectly. And I've still got lots of room for more good stuff. So I hope you're enjoying this Mother's Day series, filling this beautiful hamper for my mum. All of these projects will be in the playlist coming up now. And I'll have the hamper playlist there as well. There's also a Mother's Day playlist. I might have shared that in the video. So there's loads of other fun projects. And like I said at the beginning, swap your papers out, and these are going to work for so many other occasions. So as always, I hope you've enjoyed today. Please give me a thumbs up if you have done so. Leave me a comment, as I do love reading them, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. See you in the next one. Bye.